Most people will get this wrong, not because they are not good at math, but because they rush into the problem and try to solve it without any order. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you will have one simple rule in your head that fixes this type of question every single time. So here is the problem. 3 parentheses 5 plus 20 divided by 2 times 5 close parentheses. So pause the video right now and try to solve it yourself before I walk you through it. So here is what most people do. They know that the parentheses is the first thing to solve, and they go straight inside the parentheses, and they add 5 and 20. So 5 plus 20 is 25, and 25 divided by 2 is going to be the next equation, and 25 divided by 2 is 12.5, and 12.5 times 5 is going to be 62.5. So they do the parentheses like this, and they multiply this result by 3, and this gives them 187.5. But is this the correct answer? Wait for it.
So for Group A, the answer is 187.5. And other people know something about the order of operations, or the rules of mathematics in general, and they start by multiplying 2 by 5. These people have some understanding of math, but we are going to see what happens at the end. So they go inside the parentheses, and they prioritize multiplication before division. So they multiply 2 by 5, which gives them 10. And they do the division after solving the multiplication. So 20 divided by 10 is going to be the next equation. And 20 divided by 10 is equal to 2. And they just add 5 to it. And 5 plus 2 is 7. And they multiply 7 by 3, which gives them the answer 21. So for Group B, the answer is 21. And other people solve this differently. These people are also aware of the order of operations, like Group B, and they start the operation inside the parenthesis. And they start by dividing 20 by 2. So 20 divided by 2 is 10. And 10 times 5 is equal to 50. And 5 plus 50 is just 55. So they would have 55 inside the parenthesis, and they multiply it by 3, which gives them the answer 165. So now we have 3 groups, each with a different answer. Group A says 187.5. Group B says 21. And Group C says 165. Of course, this happened because we did the math operation differently, and that is where the difference appears. So we are going to solve this correctly once and for all and get the right answer. But to do that, we have to know one thing: the order of operations. So when we are dealing with basic arithmetic, the order of operations tells us which order to follow in order to get the right, consistent answer every single time. This is something you probably learned back in school and just forgot about, but once you see it again, it clicks right away. So this is the rule. I found this on the internet, and it is going to be very clear for you. So here in math, first, we have to solve parentheses. Parentheses means brackets, or these curvy brackets you see in math. So we are going to solve this first before we move to any other element. So second, we are going to solve exponents, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction, right? So here is their priority. Parentheses is on top, right? Parentheses is the first priority, as you can see here. So the order is stated like this: P for parentheses, E for exponent, M and D for multiplication and division, and A and S for addition and subtraction.
All the letters are the first letters of each arithmetic operation, right? So for the first letter of parentheses, we take P, and so on. And this is called PEMDAS. So here is where a lot of people get confused. They think multiplication comes before division. So multiplication has a higher priority than division. But that is actually wrong. Multiplication and division are on the same priority, the third priority, as you can see here. So we have to solve them whichever comes first, from left to right. The other confusion is addition and subtraction. Again, like multiplication and division, we have to solve these left to right, whichever comes first.
So here is what the priority looks like as a pyramid. As you can see here, on top of the pyramid, the first priority, the one we should solve first, is parentheses, right? And the second priority is exponents, just below parentheses, meaning after we solve all the parentheses, we have to solve exponents. And then, if you look at the pyramid, multiplication and division are on the same level, the same priority, on the third stage. We solve them whichever comes first. That is what it means. And at the very base of the pyramid, the operations we prioritize last are addition and subtraction. We solve these last, right? So this is the idea, and I think this clarifies everything we need to solve our original problem correctly. So let's go back to it.
So, like we just discussed, the first thing to solve is the parenthesis, right? So we have to solve inside the parenthesis first. But inside the parenthesis, there is also another priority we need to follow, right? Multiplication and division have a higher priority than addition. So we have to solve multiplication and division first before we move to addition. And like I said, multiplication and division have the same priority, right? And we are going to solve them left to right, whichever comes first. So we're almost there, just one step at a time now. So what do we do first? We start by dividing 20 by 2, because division comes first from left to right. 20 divided by 2 gives us 10. And 10 multiplied by 5 is going to be the next operation. 10 multiplied by 5 is 50. And now we add 5 to 50, and it becomes 55. So 55 is going to be multiplied by 3.
So what is it actually? 55 times 3 is 165. So the answer is C, which is 165. And it follows the correct order of operations exactly. Let me know in the comments which answer you got first. 187.5, 21, or 165. I am genuinely curious which group most people fall into. So for those of you who got the answer right, I want to congratulate you and give you a little smiley face, because you did very well. And for those of you who didn't, I will give you that same smiley face and an A+, because you finished this video. And you are going to get these kinds of questions right every single time you encounter them. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.